Nithyanandam, everyone!
Nithyanandam.
And welcome back to the Kundalini Yogini. This is Prasiddha, and this is my husband, Sri Nithyananda, otherwise known as the Blissful Athlete. And we're going to be sharing with you guys today a little collab. We don't normally do these, but thought it would be fun. I just wanted to open up with you guys about how yoga has never come naturally to me. And I think I always laugh when people look at me now or somehow think because even I'm a yoga acharya that I have always been natural at yoga or hyper flexible or whatever. And I hear this a lot, like with all people who do yoga, like the intimidation that comes with feeling like you're not prone for it, you're not natural at it, you're not naturally strong or flexible or coordinated or whatever that you think is required. And yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys that I was the furthest thing away from a natural yogi when it comes to physical body. And I think that's another component we'll touch on later, is that like obviously yoga is so much more than just asana. But if we're just talking about asana, I wasn't naturally ready for it at all. I've had a lot of insecurity when it comes to my body, and especially with my flexibility, or lack thereof, I should say. I was really born very tight jointed, tight muscled, and
your hips were more tight than mine, I feel like. And as a hockey player, like, we're known for tight hips.
Yeah.
So the fact like when you get into like your story of Padmasana, but like you would sit and your legs were like this.
Yeah.
And
after, it was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad. And yeah, it's been tough for me. So it kind of made me shut down in a lot of ways when it came to even wanting to do yoga, because I just felt like, what's the point? You know, I was comparing myself to other people, and even to, like, for example, my mom and my brother are super flexible naturally, but me and my dad are the opposite. And so I always felt like it's just not for me, you know, like I would be annoyed with my body. I would be really mad at my body for not doing what I thought I wanted to do with it. And that caused me a lot of delay in engaging in my practice and wanting to engage in my practice. And it's still something I haven't perfected, but I definitely have overcome it in many ways just through realizing that it's absolutely not about that. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. It's absolutely not about your capability. Yoga is not about your capability. It's about the spiritual context of what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's about taking care of your body in terms of health, and also taking care of your spirit and your consciousness by connecting with the divine and by, you know, really engaging in that practice as a spiritual ritual.
And it really is about the process. Yeah. Like I was just talking today in my live stream how I actually haven't perfected any asanas. I haven't perfected any of the 108 asanas in the Pratama Vinyasa Krama, including Sukhasana. I have not perfected that. And to perfect an asana, it takes years and years and years of practice. And so when a lot of people say, like, I'm not able to touch my toes, like, or if I can't do the asana correctly, like, am I not getting the full benefits? The benefit of the asana is the integrity that you're developing, that you're building towards perfection, this like mythical space that doesn't really exist. It's not what it's really about. It's about moving deeper within yourself. Can I have my spine straighter? Can I, intensify the stretch a little bit more? What can I be doing to be more integrated to the asana? And that progression is just, it's continuous. It's ever expanding. And so it's not about wherever you're at with your flexibility or your yoga practice, it's not about what you can't do or even what you can do. It's about progressing further to deeper and deeper spaces of integrity.
Yeah, that was a beautiful way to say it. And just in terms of the physical body, I like to always share too that everybody has strengths and weaknesses. A very, very different, unique set of strengths and weaknesses when it comes to our physicality, right? Like, I always was, again, judging myself for being really inflexible because of my hips and hamstrings. But when it comes to my my spine and upper body, and when it comes to my joint flexibility, I'm actually considered pretty dang flexible. And I never knew that until Drita commented that I was doing something he felt he couldn't do. And it gave me a totally different perspective.
Things I knew I couldn't do.
Yeah. It gave me a totally different perspective because I seriously never even saw that I was doing something.
You're so focused on what you're not capable of doing.
I was really focused on what I wasn't able to do, and I still catch myself doing that. I'm sometimes hypercritical of what I'm able to do and what I'm not able to do, especially. And right now, for example, that's my hamstrings. Always has been my tightest area by far, and the area that I struggle the most with in completion with my body. My hips have definitely progressed just through my own personal practice, and living in India, literally just sitting on the floor 24/7 opens your hips better than anything.
Yeah.
Drita too. Drita's progressed super far with his hip flexibility as well, but my hamstrings are an area that I struggle with, and I struggle with even trying to face, because I notice that I have that really, really deep resistance because I already feel shut down, you know? And when we go into that space, that's where we're stopping ourselves. We're really blocking ourselves. And so I'm trying to consciously now, when I do the morning yoga, I already feel like I want to skip that part where we're focusing in the hamstrings and the legs, and I decide, like, Prasiddha, you need to drop that. You sit here a little bit longer even. Take a few more seconds in all of these asanas, because that's obviously where you need to. That's where you need to unclutch, and I have to, like, decide it doesn't need to be so painful. And I have to keep making that decision every time I do it, but it's really helping me, you know, piece by piece. And yeah, so I just want to share with you guys that I think it's so important to never let these things stop us from a practice which we know is so important for our body, our mind, and our spirit.
Yeah. And I think the one click that would really help anybody that is struggling with flexibility or wants to improve their yoga practice on a physical dimension is you really have to get the click and the cognition that you want to seek the pain.
Yeah.
And because we, just like anything in life, you know, when something painful happens to us, we don't want to think about it. We don't want to put our attention there. Your flexibility, for instance, is going to come from going as far as you can with wherever you're at currently, and then infusing your awareness into the space where you're feeling that pain, and just sitting with it, being aware of it, being conscious of it. And the more that you dive into that space and breathe into that space, inhaling and exhaling, and just seeing if you can feel yourself a little bit deeper and feeling everything, all the sensations, that's how it's going to open up for you. Your flexibility will drastically improve in a very short period of time. It's all about sitting with that uncomfortable sensation.
Yeah. That's a really amazing perspective that Drita shared with me a while ago too, and has really helped me, because it's all about perspective ultimately at the end of the day. If you can actually change your thinking process to instead say, I hate this, I really don't want to do that, to, ooh, I'm so glad that's hurting, that means I'm progressing, right? It's all about our perspective. It's about the thoughts that we have. Our thought currents really matter. And so take a look at what's holding you back from trying new things and trying to take your body to the next level. Or if you feel like you have these physical resistances to spiritual practices, why is that? We have to, you know, really go into that deep questioning. And at the end of the day, that's the best thing you can do, because it will start unblocking you and allow you to do what you already know you want to be doing. So we encourage you all to start doing morning yoga. We're really enjoying reintegrating into that, and it's really a gift to the start of your day. So definitely check out Nithyananda Yoga Pratama Vinyasa Krama on YouTube. It's completely free. You get to do 108 amazing, authentic asanas with Sanskrit and multiple other different components of yoga and beyond asana. So let us know how your progress is going with yoga. Of course, if you have any questions, we would be happy to answer and guide you through as best as we possibly can. And we look forward to chatting with you guys again. Thanks, Drita, for joining me on the channel.
Yes, thank you very much for having me here. And just make it happen, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be pretty. Just start diving into yourself. If you look at our setup right now, look at this. This is our camera stand, our tripod. So we're willing to do whatever it takes. Do the same when it comes to your yoga practice.
Goodbye, guys. Nithyanandam, and have a beautiful week.
Nithyanandam.